have people just say well done, or even like a comment on Facebook or whatever. I really do appreciate it, because it's not why I do it. It's not to cause a scene or grab people's attention. It's just because I love it, and because I can do it to help others. So that's the aim. You can see that my notes here are incredibly scrambled. They were in my pocket earlier. I just wrote some bullet points. I'm not actually going to read the speech because I can't do that too well. When you're reading under pressure, it's really hard. So I've just made a list of things that I wanted to talk about. And so obviously, first of all, Youngcare. I'd said it in a few reports, like when I've been on the news and in the papers, quite embarrassingly. I first saw them on the project, and I'd also communicated with Zoe about how inspirational they are as a group, as an organisation, because from my standpoint, my biggest nightmare would not have the ability to go and be independent. Like, I remember when I went to university and moving out of home, and for me that was just the greatest experience ever. But having to live in aged care, because physically I wasn't able to go out into society, even though I had an active mind, for me would be a nightmare. And that's not taking anything away from aged care facilities, because they do their very best, and it's a really, really difficult environment. But it doesn't mean because somebody isn't capable physically of going, forward in life independently, that they should have to live in an environment that's kind of enforced upon them, really. And neither should it be an environment where parents or families are burdened, not burdened, sorry, that's the wrong word, but they're forced almost to give up their lives to support their children. Like, obviously, every parent wants to help their children, but they also both need to take a break from each other. They also need the support of other organisations. So, for me, it wasn't really a question of who I was going to support. It was a no-brainer, because a lot of essences about the charity were kind of underpin why I was running, because I wanted to run, to show people that you can still achieve things even though you don't think it's possible. Like, I've been researching a lot of people with disabilities who've done amazing things during the whole 50 days, and some of the people I found are just ridiculous. Like, people with no arms and legs who've gone on to do crazy things, and this 101-year-old marathoner from London who did 7 marathons in a day. I've been reading about what's the chap from Sydney, his name, the guy that crawled Kokoda, even though Kurt Fernley's, yeah. And just some of those people I've found just from doing my own research, it's just really incredible, and that's kind of what has been my inspiration along the way. Another big reason is, I guess, like, I just don't take anything I have for granted in life. When my parents tried to give me presents when I was young, I used to take them back to the shop sometimes because I felt too guilty. I don't necessarily feel all the time, and Zoe knows this, like I deserve everything. So I feel really, really happy just to have my health and everything else. So being able to use what I see as a little bit of a gift, I guess, of being able to run long distances and being able to use that in a complete different way to support those who don't have those abilities, or have quite the opposite, really, of that, or unable to go out and be physically able to run, I think was, kind of again one of the strong reasons why I chose Youngcare, and it matched my purpose and the meanings behind the event, really. The runs themselves, you're probably itching to hear that I've obviously been throwing up one day, or I've had a toenail come up. To be honest, I can't really say that's happened. My first day I was really tired, so I had to get a ginger beer. And then I was alright. And then I said this the other day to someone in the Brisbane Times, they were like, oh, I've been having special carbohydrate diets and stuff, and I had offerings from my friends who did PhDs and stuff in that field, because I did a similar thing at university, and the answer was no. Like, I've had a sandwich for the first 3 days, so I was really hungry, and then I got used to it, and didn't eat as much the other day. So, plain and simply, it's nothing like that, really. I don't think the keys to running necessarily are about having a speedy walk or a good watch and eating the perfect foods. Well, I mean, obviously you need to have a good diet. I'm not taking that away, but the keys to it really are just mentally being prepared and just knowing how to do it. Really, it's more knowledge. Like, I know Kim said that everyone in this room could run a marathon this year, but you actually could. Like, I'm not trying to say it to be all crazy and kooky and say anyone could do it. The ironic thing is that anyone could do it because our bodies are incredibly stern, and you would be able to evolve in a way that could allow you to do it. Our bodies respond to really difficult circumstances. The first couple of days I found really tough, but as I've run, I just used my mind to work out exactly what I needed to do to take away the pains. So I was just thinking one run ahead. So if I was getting a certain amount of pain on one leg or on one foot or something, I would just make a slight adjustment so the next one I wouldn't have that pain, or within 5 minutes that would start to subside. So the main thing about it really is just having that knowledge and just having the bravery just to set off and do things, because my philosophy in life is just do it and then think about it later a little bit. Now, I'm not saying you should do that when you start up a business or something, but with running, a lot of it is like that. It's about just setting up and not knowing what's going to happen, or tell everyone you're going to do something and then you can't back out. And I think a lot of it is to do that. So yeah, and I'm going to use it this year to try and do more. I want to set up my own charity, my own non-profit eventually. Hopefully something along the lines of non-profit running. And I want to start running clubs and start my social media and do runs to do good throughout moving forward. So this year will be about running across America. That sounds like a brief sort of way of explaining it, but to be more detailed, it's about 3,080 miles, so it's about 4,950 odd kilometres. And I want to smash the record, I don't just want to beat it. And I know what I need to do to get what I want to get, and that's 37 days, which is 9 days off the record. And it's a record that's been going on for 33 years. It was set in, well, 33 years next year. It was set in 1980 and it's not been beaten. But I know that if I run 130 k's a day, which is just over 3 marathons, that I'll beat that, get that thing, and basically it will be unbeatable. That's what I think anyway, or at least for a certain amount of years, and I want to get that. So it's not about how I get it, I'm just going to do it, and I'll just figure it out as I go, because I think that's what a lot of lives should be about, really. Just doing it, working out how you're going to do it, and just as long as you put one foot in front of the other for a certain amount of time, you will get there. So, my philosophy in life is pretty much that's it really. Just set up and just be a good person and try and do your best to help other people. Just move on to the next point, which is key. Obviously, me and Paul have been working together, and honestly, I'm not just saying it because I want to plug a business or anything like that, but Paul and the guys at Body Leadership is terrific, because what they do is from the title of Body Leadership, it's about taking control of your body. And that's what the key thing is really. A lot of people lose perceptions about how strong they are physically and about how their body works. A lot of people get quite comfortable on the sofa or catching the bus. And I guess it's just a matter of trying to get back control of your body. And if I give anyone an incentive today is to go away and try and do that, just try and find a way to gain control of your body. Try and learn more about your body. And as soon as you start to test yourself more, that's when you learn more. It's not just metaphoric. It is actually the fact, like, you will learn more about how each part of your body works, and you do actually learn that you have greater resolve than you actually believe probably at this moment in time. Like, I do mean it. People have picked up some really strong, significant things, and it's just a matter of getting up and really doing it. So Paul's been great because we have the same train of thought when it comes to those sorts of aspects. And I do a certain type of running as well, which is called shoe running. I do that and football runners too, but they're sort of good ways of learning, because they're set ways to run, and they are some key concepts that you can follow. When it comes to running, a lot of people have thought in the past it's a matter about throwing your legs forwards, using your strength to pull you forward, but the key is actually it's all about gravity, and it's just about letting your body basically carry you forwards. I don't want to get into the science of it now. I don't want to bore everyone, and I'm happy to take emails for people to give me a call and go out and run with you, teach you if you want. But just know that there is an easier way to run, and I'm happy to show you if anyone wants me to. And yeah, so. Before I really finish, I just want to say, thank you to everyone. Thank you to Paul and Ange. Thank you to Victoria Park Golf Club. They've just been amazing. Thank you to everyone who's given me positive pushes throughout. Thank you to everyone who's here today. Thank you to donated who's just come and shown your face and support. I'm really thankful to every sponsor we've had. Just thankful to everybody. But most of all, I'm most thankful to Zoe. Zoe's put on this event after finishing her exams basically about 2.5, 3 weeks ago. And she's just done an incredible job in such a short space of time, even though she never really held an event of this magnitude before. She said to me on the way here that it was actually, she believed, harder and more difficult than our wedding. Which was a bit of a shock for her. No, she's just done an amazing job. I'm really, really, really proud of how well she's done. Actually, if anyone could just give her a round of applause. I'm going to be passing it over to you in just a second because you guys are going to find out if you're going to be going home rich today. I feel quite rich from just everyone being here. So thanks so much, and I'll pass you over to Miss Zoe, who's going to be our director. So thank you everyone once again for supporting Youngcare and just making it out here today. So thanks so much.